Hi LambdaTest team. My name is Harshit Hundare and I have completed my BTech in Computer Science Engineering from VIT Bhopal. Today I am going to showcase my real-time chat application that I built as an backend system challenge for this hackathon. This was the hackathon we got and this was the instructions. So let me first explain the problem statement that I understood. Basically the task was to design and implement a minimal real-time chat backend that enables users to exchange messages via WebSocket connections with both real-time messaging and offline message delivery capabilities. So the key functional requirements was to have a real-time messaging via WebSocket, offline message handling, message acknowledgement, chat history retrieval, and guaranteed message ordering. And some important constraints were that we that no external databases should be used, only in-memory data structures should be used. And we had to implement a thread-safe concurrent handling and comprehensive logging of all events. So the tech stack I used in this was Node.js with Express for the backend, WebSocket for the real-time communication, and React with Next.js for the front-end interface. So let me show you the user interface I built to demonstrate and test the backend functionality. So I built this. This application has a clean and modern interface divided into several key sections like connection panel. So here users can basically enter the username and connect the WebSocket server. You can see that the connection status indicator shows whether you connected or disconnected. Like you can see, we can press here, connected, disconnected. And this is send message section. So basically this allows user to send message to other users by specifying the recipient name and typing the message. This is the message panel. This displays all the incoming messages in real time with time spent and sender information. And this is chat history. So basically this demonstrates the REST API functionality where you can fetch the complete conversation history between two users. And this is the activity log. This shows real-time system events, including connections, disconnections, message deliveries, buffering, acknowledgements, etc. So this is crucial for understanding what's happening behind the scenes. So let me show the code structure now. I basically divided my project into clear modules. Like this is the backend, and like see, this is the server file. So this is the main entry point for that sets up both HTTP server for REST API and the WebSocket server. This is the WebSocket.js. This handles all WebSocket connections, messages processing, and the core real-time logic. You can see this is we have run our front end here, and this is our backend. With you can see J connect and J disconnect. It means user. User is J. And now this is the storage.js file. So basically here we defines our in-memory data structure and thread safety mechanisms. And this is the REST API.js file. This implements all the REST endpoints for chat history retrieval, as you can see. So basically, as you can see, I can dive deeper in the code. So in storage JS, I'm using three main data structures. Data chat history map. So this stores all the messages by chat key. Message queue map buffers messages for offline users. And then the active connections map tracks online users. A message log provides thread safety using async mutex. And here, as you can see, in the WebSocket.js, the core processing logic is like when a message first arrives, it's processed with a mutex log for thread safety. If the recipient is online, then the message is delivered immediately. But if the user is offline, it is buffered in the message queue, and every message gets an acknowledgement response. And when the user reconnect, all the buffered messages are delivered in order. The REST API in the REST API.js provides the API message endpoint that can return chat history between two users sorted chronologically. So for the front end, I basically built a React application that connects to WebSocket server and provides key interface to test all the backend functionality. So let's now see our application in working. So like see, first I will connect two users, uh, as say mine like Harshit, that's me, and we can take my friend's name for example, Nikhil. We can connect both of them. Both of the users are connected to the server. Now let's see when what happened when Harshit sends a message to Nikhil. Now when Harshit sends a message to Nikhil, you can see real-time delivery of the message, and it instantly appears in Nikhil's message panel. And now Nikhil can reply back to Harshit. Hmm. So Nikhil can reply back to Harshit like I have written here, "Hi, I'm fine. Thanks for asking." To Harshit message of "Hi, how are you?" So as Nikhil replied, and as you can see, we got the message, and it works seamlessly in both directions. So now see the offline message handling functionality. So now I will disconnect Nikhil by pressing this button. Now Nikhil is disconnected and offline. Now we can see that in the activity log, Nikhil is disconnected from Nikhil's side. You can see, and this is all the activity that we have got done that now. So let's see what happens when Harshit sent message to Nikhil once again. What are you doing? So so we have sent the message to Nikhil, and you can see as Nikhil is disconnected, so not any message is delivered until now. You can see the message is sent the buffered as it is sent but not received yet, and we also got an acknowledgement that it is sent. So now see what happens when Nikhil reconnects. So as you can see, as soon as Nikhil reconnected, he received the message from Harshit of what are you doing in the exact order it was sent. Like you can try once again by sending one or two messages. So you can see the order of them two. I miss you and I love you. Now we can see the order of those messages as well. As you can see, both of the messages were sent from our side and both of them were acknowledged. And currently, as Nikhil is not connected, they are in the buffer. As you can see, Nikhil is not connected. And the last message was, "What are you doing?" But from Harshit. And as soon as we reconnect, Nikhil will get all the messages in the same order that Harshit intended to send. We can also see the timestamp of the messages. I miss you and I love you. Finally, let me demonstrate the REST API for the chat history retrieval functionality. So, in the chat history section, I will enter Harshit as the user 1 and Nikhil as the user 2 here. Then I will click fetch. So this will call the REST API and retrieve the complete conversation history between these users, showing all messages chronologically. As you can see here, we have the first message from Harshit to Nikhil at the time 8 o'clock X with 6 minutes. And you can see all the conversation history from Nikhil to Harshit and Harshit to Nikhil back and forth with all the timestamps in the same order. We can also access this history by the direct endpoint of the API of the backend. Currently, our backend API is at localhost 8080, as you can see here. This backend stores all our logs. As you can see, when the when Nikhil was disconnected and Harshit sent the message, so the buffered message was here. Like you can see, the message was buffered, and when Nikhil connected, you can see here that the buffered message was delivered, and we got the message that it was delivered. You can see again when we sent the two messages, they were buffered and they were sent to Nikhil, and we got the logging here at the backend. And currently, our backend is at the port 8080, and the API for retrieving our messages is at the API 8080. So basically, and you can see this was the activity log, and it shows all the connections and disconnection. Like the first we connected as for sample J user and disconnected, then we connected as a Harshit user. We sent the message, it was acknowledged, and then it was received. Then we received the message from Nikhil, and in the ending, we got a chat history, and it fetched all the messages from Harshit to Nikhil, and same all the conversation history from Harshit to Nikhil. So this demonstrates a complete real-time chat backend system that meets all the functional requirements as mentioned in the form that I got. So basically, we implemented a real-time messaging via WebSocket, offline message buffering with guaranteed ordering, message acknowledgements, REST API for chat history, and thread safe concurrent operation and comprehensive logging. The system only uses in-memory data structures as required with proper thread safety mechanisms and provides a robust solution for real-time communication with offline support. So this was my submission for this task. And last of all, I would like to tell about the how much I appreciate this company. Like I first heard about LambdaTest through some of my connections who work there, and from everything they have shared, I have come to really admire the company's culture, focus on equality, and the kind of engineering challenges that they take on. This real-time chat backend project felt like a great reflection of that. Building something that's fast, reliable, and handles real-world scenarios like offline messaging and DA connections. It's been a fun and rewarding experience, and I'd be really excited to learn and grow with the team like Lambda Test. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.